Welcome to a world where you can learn about real life in a setting that is alive and growing just like you are. From everyday people who may never have teaching certificates, but all have something valuable to offer. In a place where everyone is a student and everyone is a teacher. This is the One Room Schoolhouse.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Rudolph.
Good morning, my friends at home. Welcome. I was just discussing with my friends here that during our special hour with our guest teachers that I'm going to introduce in just a minute, we are going to be able to enjoy a little coffee with my friends up here and a little water with my friends over here and some treats that our friends at Dotted Lime made. I went to Muletown Coffee this morning really early to get some coffee and some treats from Dotted Lime. So these are gluten-free and they're mostly allergy-free, so you guys are all able to eat it, okay? So I'm going to start getting you guys kind of set up with our muffins, but, oh, 1 second. It's okay. Listen, I'm going to give everyone some, and if you don't want what you have, just raise your hand and let me know. We're going to just snack after, as we always do anyway. So, but I would like for you guys to be able to just enjoy the treats that we have for our guests here, okay? Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Did you guys all do your chores this morning?
Yes.
Did everyone do their chores?
Yes.
Okay, very good. I see you. I see you doing it. And that's why we do that sign, right? So I can see you and we don't have to use our words. Very nice. But is it, I can't really stop right now in the middle of what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because how many of there are you?
A lot.
How many there are me? One. So believe it or not, I can only do one thing at a time. Okay, so before we start handing out our treats, and I will try to give everyone one that they like, okay? Who likes banana? Raise your hand if you like banana. All right, okay, very good. We have banana ones. Raise your hand if you like blueberry. Very good. Raise your hand if you like, I think it's like a fall, I forget what it's called. Perfect, so we have something for everybody. Friends at home, I wish I could send you guys something to eat, but grab a snack. Grab water, coffee, tea, whatever you like, because when I bring in our guests, you're going to want to sit down and enjoy our guest teachers. All righty. Let's go ahead. Now, you guys notice a little bit of a different, huh? I tricked you this morning. You had to go find your seats, didn't you? You had to go find your seats because I wanted everyone to feel like we were doing family style, where we can all enjoy each other's company. I see everyone with their water signs. I will get you water in just a minute. I can't really walk out right now, can I? No, so I need everyone to learn to practice their patience, and I promise everyone will have some water while you're eating your snack, okay? Alrighty, but first, what do we always do in the mornings? Our Pledge of Allegiance. So I want you guys to stand where you are, stand up, and let's face the flag. Face the flag. Hand over heart. Everyone face the flag, and our buddy over there, Abraham Lincoln. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very nice, my friends. Have a seat. My friend Hazel, can you have a seat for me? Thank you. My friend Josh, are you ready for our day? Okay. All righty. Raise your hand. Who would like to say a prayer? Caleb, come on up, buddy. Okay, friends at home, join us. Everyone bow your heads, eyes closed, please.
God, thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you for my friends, and I hope we have a good day. Amen.
Amen. Okay, so we had music yesterday, right?
Yeah.
We had music class yesterday. Who remembers some things that you guys learned yesterday in music class? Autumn. You what?
School. School, remember?
You were at school?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, when you did music class? Absolutely. What do you remember, Mackenzie?
Holding the violin.
Some of our friends here, so our friends at home don't know this, But some of our friends here started private lessons with instruments. So we had some violin lessons yesterday. We had some mandolin lessons yesterday. And I believe our friends, can you put it down for me, please? Until I get some water in there. Thank you. I set it down right there. And then some of our friends on Friday are starting guitar lessons. So we are beginning, because we teamed up with the Annie Moses Conservatory, we are beginning our private lessons for some of our students. So it's very, very exciting. So my friend Mackenzie started violin. My friend Autumn, can you put your feet in front of you so you can face me? I want to make sure I see everyone's pretty faces, and I want feet in front of you so you're able to focus. Aubrey, did you have your hand raised? About yesterday? Okay. I feel like I saw another hand somewhere around here that was raised about, oh, Louie.
We learned jazz yesterday.
Did a little jazz. Do you guys remember who was playing the guitar up front? Hazel. The man. Anyone remember the man's name? Mr. James. I think James was his first name, Mr. James, and he's going to be doing y'all's private guitar lessons. So it was a very exciting morning. Now, raise your hand if you know what today is. Aiden.
Wednesday.
It is October. Very good. It is also what day?
Wednesday.
So it is October. It is Wednesday, contrary to what my... Hold on one second. If you want me to hear you, you have to raise your hand, because everyone has something very exciting to say, but I can't hear everyone at the same time. Contrary to what our calendar says, Indiana, it is actually Wednesday. I just forgot to change it in October. It's also what, Isaiah? 2 days before your birthday. Very good. Anyone else know? I know something about today that maybe you guys don't know. Yes, CJ. You don't know what today is either? Does anyone know? Okay, let me just tell you guys. Let me just tell you guys what day it is today, because this is the reason we have our special guests here today. Okay? Today is National Drink Coffee with a... I'm trying to explain to all my friends. I want everyone's ears open. I want whole body listening. Today is National Drink Coffee with a Cop Day. What do you think that means? You think we're just going to sit around here, me and you guys, and drink some coffee?
No. Yeah.
Who do we have to have in the room to be able to have coffee with a cop, Aubrey? We have to have some police officers, and I believe I have several police officers in the back in the kitchen. I do. You guys give a round of applause to our guests. Come on in and find a seat wherever you would like.
Okay.
Look, we got more. Keep applauding. Keep
young man.
applauding. There's a seat over down here too. Now, men, I put some goodies in front of you, but if you don't like it, y'all can swap around each other, okay? And I'm gonna fill your coffee cups up with coffee. Can you guys say good morning to my friends?
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
And can y'all say good morning to my friends at home that are watching? They're in class online.
Morning. Morning.
Okay, so these, look, man, let me just sit here back and enjoy the fact that they're awful quiet right now. What do you guys feel when you see a bunch of cops walk in the door? It's kind of exciting, isn't it? You like it? It's kind of, it shouldn't be scary. Why? You're not doing anything wrong, are you? Oh, then it's not scary. These are all nice men, right? Here to protect us. Okay, so what I would like to do while I get you guys some coffee is maybe you guys can go around and give your name, and you all look different. You all have different outfits on, so kind of who you are, what you do, where you come from, all the fun things.
Okay. You or me?
I'll start.
Okay.
I'm Daniel Thomason with Marshall County Sheriff's Department. I'm a detective. Captain Jimmy Oliver, he's over us.
I'm Billy Lamb. I'm sheriff in Marshall County. Glad to be here with all y'all this morning.
My name is Jimmy Oliver. Like Galen said, I'm over investigations for the Marshall County Sheriff's Department.
My name is Drew Binkley. I'm one of the detectives with the Marshall County Sheriff's Office.
My name is Tony Nichols. I'm also one of the detectives with the Sheriff's Office.
And my name is Alan Leverett. I'm a state trooper, and I hold the rank of lieutenant, and I work out up in Nashville.
right. So I heard Marshall County and I heard Williamson County. So do you guys work together in the same area?
They do.
They all do. Ooh, sorry, I just spilled all over you.
We're all with the same
Like all of us,
department.
yeah, us four are in the same office together.
Okay.
And we do all the investigations for Marshall County, whether it be theft or homicide or whatever. Us four is the one that handles that.
Okay. And then I heard you're on the road. What did you say you did?
I'm an administrator, so I'm second in command out of Nashville. And we have about 130 employees, and we're responsible for 12 counties and lots of road mileage and lots of territory to cover. So.
Nice. Which one of you doesn't drink coffee? It's you. I'll get you some water. I remember someone didn't drink coffee. We do have some sugar and some creamer over here if you guys want it. And you guys can take these cups home when you're done with them, because there are cups. But dig into your treats. I'm going to get the kids some treats. My friends here or my friends at home, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment and we will get my friends at home, wherever you are, whatever camera you're looking at, send questions in and we will answer them. Do you guys have any questions for our friends here before we kind of dive into what we're going to talk about? Are you guys all that nervous? You guys are obviously not doing something right if you're nervous to have them in here.
Well, I'm not.
Yes. Yeah. Please.
Oh, so my friend Louie here said, which is a very good thing, Louie, she's never been this close to a police officer before, which means she's been good, right?
I've been this close to this.
Okay, so give us a little overview on kind of, you know, are you just jumping into lieutenant? How did you get to become a lieutenant? And because you obviously, with your uniform and your everything on you, like how do you get to where you are, Alan? Or sorry, Lieutenant.
Oh, I'm good. I'm Alan. Well, everybody that joins the Highway Patrol starts off as a trooper in a troop somewhere. We have 95 counties in the state. You're typically assigned to a county which belongs to a troop, which can be 1, 2, 3, 4 different counties combined. And you know, you can have somewhere between 2 and 20 troopers assigned to each troop. And as you progress in years and experience, you apply for rank and you go from trooper to sergeant, and the sergeant is the first step for managing frontline troopers on the road. And then the second step is lieutenant, which is the first range of middle management for the Highway Patrol, and we manage supervisors who manage troopers. And then above that is captain, and then major, and lieutenant colonel, and colonel. And we all have a big boss that's a commissioner. He's a cabinet level member of the governor's staff, and ultimately we all report to the governor, who reports to the citizens of Tennessee.
So did you have to go to school to be a cop?
I mean, some departments require a degree. I have a degree. It's not everybody's degree that works for the Highway Patrol, but it is a good thing to seek and gain your education, because I can tell you it helped me with reading comprehension and writing skills. I mean, I didn't learn a whole lot after, because I went to school about later than I should have, but it did help me. So,
Yeah.
yes.
So when you decided, like, at what point did you know you wanted to be a cop?
I was 7 years old.
So you were the age of some of my friends in here.
Yes.
Anyone right at this point kind of know where you're headed when you get older? I don't. I mean, sometimes I still wonder what I'm going to be when I grow up. So, yeah, we have a bunch of farmers here. So our lieutenant here knew at 7 years old that he wanted to be a cop, and he followed his dreams. That's a pretty big deal, isn't it, Hazel? It's pretty special. So, so you knew at 7, And then you, you just said, hey, I want to be a cop, and they gave you a gun and some handcuffs and sent you on your way?
Actually, Sheriff Lamb was a part of me getting into law enforcement. I started in the jail in Marshall County and progressed from there. So
Sheriff Lamb
Yes.
kind of helped you get started.
He did.
All righty. So have you always been sheriff?
I know. I started out as a road deputy, and I've been with the sheriff's office for 38 years. I was a captain for a while, and then I served as the chief deputy under the sheriff for 23 years. And then I ran for sheriff. I was elected to sheriff, and I'm going on my 6th year as sheriff in Marshall County.
Ooh, what does it mean to be elected as something? Raise your hand if you know what it means. He was elected as sheriff. Indiana, what do you think it means? Yeah, everyone's gonna get one. Anyone else know what it means to be elected? So, Sheriff Lamb was elected by the people, which means they chose him to be the sheriff. He couldn't just be like, I want to be sheriff and walk up in there and take control, right? People had to elect him, which means they chose him because they liked him and liked what he stood for, and they chose him to be sheriff. So obviously he was doing some very, very good work. That was a big deal. Alrighty, and then we have some men in black shirts, which are detectives. So what do you guys do on a day-to-day basis?
We investigate crimes. The captain said anywhere from thefts to some real serious crimes. Kind of whatever comes our way.
So when you say investigating, like you don't just go out somewhere and be like, oh, that person did it. You actually have to research.
Yes.
And look into things. And like, what do you do when you're investigating? What are some kind of cool things? Can we take some fingerprints around here? No.
We can. It makes a real big mess. But yes, you can lift fingerprints. Sometimes we've used tire tracks that somebody left with their car.
Ooh, okay.
Footprints or shoe prints. Of course, DNA.
Can you tell us what
really
DNA
good.
is, or what you kind of do with DNA?
Most time that we've used it, if someone cuts themselves, leaves blood, swab of that. Cigarette butts.
From when they've been smoking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe I think we've used a beer can. Got DNA off of those. Just something that you know that person's touched.
So if one of my friends here, let's say Josh here, went to the playground, he was sitting here, he was eating this, drinking his water, you could take maybe this area and figure out that it was him sitting here.
Probably, yes.
I like it. Look at there, they wouldn't even have to know your name. They could be like, they would find you, wouldn't they?
But you haven't done anything bad, so we wouldn't need to, would we?
No.
But that's a question for you to answer. Maybe you haven't done anything bad, have you? No.
Not today.
Of course.
No, not today. No. I love it. So then you guys do the investigating. So you guys go out and find shoe prints and DNA and all the things. And then do you turn all that evidence over to somebody, or do you guys then take matters into your own hand, or like what's the process?
We usually collect the evidence ourselves and keep that ourselves. And then in a lot of our cases, we'll go ahead and bring charges against someone, or we may meet with the district attorney, depending on the crime, what it is, and meet with them before we decide exactly how they're going to be charged. Or
what is y'all's main goal? Like all of you go around and kind of talk about what made you want to be where you are, and your main goal, serving us, really. You're serving us as people here. So like, what do you want out of what you're doing?
I'll start.
it's hard to answer.
No, initially going in, it was the cops and robbers thing. You know, it's always fun to be the good guy chasing the bad guy and taking him to jail and getting him off the streets. And that was growing up, the childhood thing, and it transitioned into adulthood. But over time, all of us mature and grow into doing things a different way for different reasons. And it's based on what you learn doing the job. It's not all about just the bad guy and putting him in jail. Sometimes it's about using your discretion to take an action that is different. I mean, it's educating people, it's having sit downs like this and talking to kids. It's a lot of different things. So I've transitioned from that cops and robbers thing to now my job is to manage and deal with disciplinary things when we do things wrong, or deal with complaints, or so it's about helping everyone get to the middle and creating a society that we can all live in order to live and work around one another effectively. So basically we're the I guess the little thin line between society and chaos.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I've transitioned to is holding that line.
I love that. So you matured. You
Yeah,
grew up
it took me
from-
35 years, but yeah.
I'm sure your wife appreciates that. And your fellow coworkers.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to share about like why you do, because your job's not easy, right? I mean, your job's not easy, and I'm sure you don't get paid enough to do the not easy job. So there's got to be something, a reason why you do what you do. Anyone else want to share?
Well, I think mine, I wouldn't like Alan. I didn't, at 7 years old, want to be the police. Never thought about being the police. But I was working a factory job, and I worked part-time, and I worked with a guy that worked part-time, and he was a police officer. And just talking to him and getting to know him, and I just thought, that's pretty cool. I think I'd like to do that. I think I was 23, 24 years old. When I started back in 1992. I was the same as Alan, sheriff. He's the one that gave me my opportunity to get in law enforcement. And I've done a little bit of everything in law enforcement. I've done DARE, used to teach DARE, drug abuse resistance, held a rank. And later on in my career, I thought I wanted to get into investigations, so I went to schools and everything to get lined up for investigations and become an investigator. And now I'm over investigations, which I do the same things these guys do. I'll just give them cases, I'll take cases. We'll work cases together. A lot of times it ain't just one-on-one, where say Drew has a case, we all help each other, work the case, do what needs to be done, and that's how I got into law enforcement.
So you said you used to work with DARE. I grew up on DARE.
I might have had
So you worked in schools.
Well, you probably had Ray Ferris. Did you go to? You went to
Well,
Chapel Hill?
I was in Mexico. I wasn't in America, but we did do DARE there. So what was that like, working in schools with kids? What were you trying to get kids not to do?
To do drugs.
Yeah.
Or violence.
Yeah.
Back whenever I done DARE, it was kind of in its heyday. It was like 94, I believe. And I taught DARE in Cornersville. And I done kindergarten through 5th grade DARE. Then I came to Lewisburg Police Department, worked there for some time. I done DARE there at West Hills, the schools in Lewisburg. Also done them in Chapel Hill and done it in Cornersville. Me and who's now our chief deputy, Bob Johnson. Me and him done DARE for the whole county for about a year or so. And then it just kind of played out. Which I'm thinking maybe we did have it back. We had an officer that done DARE. He went on to other things, but I just liked at that time like working with kids. I got 3 kids, and I think my oldest one, Savannah, she was about a year old maybe when I done it, and she's 23, 24 now.
Wow.
But at that time I just wanted to work with kids and teach, and my wife's a school teacher, and I just thought that's something I enjoyed doing.
Well, and catching the kids when they're young and kind of teaching them the good ways, right, is important, which is why.
I think, which I can't remember, but I think I had Drew. He was one of my DARE students. You know, I took him under my wing.
I wouldn't go that far.
You know, he become
So what you're
police.
saying is you're the reason he is who he is today. He's taking full responsibility for that one.
He's trying to say he's really not that good.
No, we ain't gonna give him that much credit.
Yeah, we want to hear the backstory. Was Jimmy Oliver really that good?
He was all right, I guess.
Me or Bob, who was better?
Ooh, put him on the spot. Is Bob watching, or is he still
Well,
acting?
since Bob ain't here, I'm gonna choose you.
Thank you.
I ended up getting into it because of my mom. I started off, got out of high school, went to a factory, just wasn't happy with it. And then my mama put this idea in my head, and I've been there ever since.
So thank you, Mama.
Yeah, she's done a lot.
Some days.
Where we're at now.
I love it. Cuz, did
Rebecca,
I even tell everyone that he's my cousin? Hey y'all, you guys know what cousins are? You guys got some cousins, don't you? Sheriff Lamb is mine, which means I have family in the business. What do y'all think about that? They're like, oh boy, is he gonna come more often? What did you want to say?
Rebecca, I got started. I was working construction down in Nashville, and Sheriff Les Helton, he led me in the direction of law enforcement. And at that time, like I say, I wanted to grow up to be like Alan. I wanted to be a highway patrolman, but I started at the sheriff's office and really enjoyed it, helping people. And you know, we don't only chase cops and robbers and all that good stuff that you see on TV. Every day we're helping people do something. You know, it may be some lady with her kids, you know, broke down, leading funerals, just anything to help the public is what we're out there doing also. A lot of those things you don't see. People that may not be feeling well, help them. We do welfare checks on them and that sort of stuff. So there's a whole lot of different things that we do every day other than investigate crimes and that sort of stuff. And these guys here are making me feel old. They're talking today.
And that's the stuff that, I want you to emphasize, the behind the scenes, no one's looking, the taking care of people, which I think is what Alan said. At first it was like, ooh, the fun stuff that you see on TV turned into so much more than that, because you guys do a lot more.
That's right.
So do you have any, like off the top of your head, without giving names, but any situations that you guys have been part of that has involved helping people, like off the top of your head, that maybe no one would see?
Well, like I say, there's several, every day there's some of that goes on, like welfare checks. Some family member may call in wanting us to check on their loved ones, so we get a lot of that this day and time.
Check on, yeah. Well, and you've checked on my granny in the nursing home before and stuff, going around and saying hi, and when she lived alone, you did a lot of that. So I love that. Anyone else want to share before? I'm gonna make you guys do a little modeling and show us all what you're wearing and what you're carrying, and no, let me just go ahead and answer the question. No, you cannot touch anything they have. But I would love to see, especially the ones that look different. Like Alan, you have a completely different uniform than Sheriff Lamb does and the detectives do. Correct. Would you mind standing up and kind of sharing with all of us all of your fun stuff?
You just want to know what's on the belt, don't you? Yeah. Okay. So every trooper uniform is the same. We like, uniformity. Everybody's shirts are the same. Now we have a couple of different uniforms for, utility uniforms we do commercial vehicle inspections and training and stuff like that. But for the most part, you'll see troopers, some wearing long sleeve, some wearing short sleeve, just depends on the season. But everybody has the same stuff. Everyone has a pistol. Everyone has pepper spray. Everyone has extra magazines to hold the bullets that go into the pistol. This is a baton. It's called a baton. It's made for striking people that are not complying. Is it a gun? It's not. And then we all have handcuffs.
Oh.
So that's right. It's a restraint. That's right. You use these to prevent people from escaping after you've arrested them. But that's all we carry. I have a cell phone. A lot of troopers have their radios on. If you're out working in the field, you carry a radio that you can communicate with dispatch and other troopers. But when I'm in the building, I don't carry it. I can get that for you and let you look at it here in a little bit. But that's all we carry.
You have some. What are the pins that you have in the badges on your shirt?
This is just THP, Tennessee Highway Patrol. It's insignia. This is my rank. It's lieutenant. My name. We all wear a whistle now. I have my special pin. It's for signing things. And then this is my badge.
Which one's better, the gray, the black, or the one you want?
He wants to know which one of you is better. The ones wearing the black shirt, the gray shirt.
We all have differing opinions about who's better.
That's a loaded question, Aiden.
Very
Loaded
loaded,
question.
Right.
But on a serious note, you guys are all better together because you guys all work together to
Yes.
keep us all safe, for sure. Hazel, did you have a question?
To answer your question honestly, is we all serve different functions. Like the Sheriff's Department has statutory obligations that they adhere to, and then we have statutory obligations. We all do law enforcement that you see, you know, the bad guy part of it, but all of us do different things. Like we don't do the welfare checks that the sheriff is tasked with doing. We don't do the courthouse. You know, the welfare checks we do are people that are broken down on the side of the road and need help, while the sheriff goes to homes and things like that to check on people. So we all serve different. Is it fun? It can be. Yep.
Yes, Hazel.
What one you are the boss?
Which one of you is the boss? He's the boss.
And this one.
I work for a different agency, yes. So
What's it like working for your boss? Don't worry, he's not listening.
they love him. I'll answer for him.
He's great
They
to work
love him.
Hey, I hear he's pretty good. I hear he's pretty good. That's a good question. Anyone else have a question in the? Yes, Autumn.
How hard does it have to be when you work?
How what?
How hard does it have to be when you work?
How hard is it to do your job?
It just depends on what the call is. What the complaint, the nature of the call is, determines how involved that it becomes and how hard it is. And there's one thing about Alan's uniform he didn't show y'all, and he won't let me put it on. He won't me wear it, but it's his hat.
Oh.
He's got to put his hat on.
Can you put your hat? There you go.
I forgot the hat.
There's the
Every
hat.
trooper has his own hat. It's special. You have to earn this through lots and lots of training and hardship, because we wear these proudly. You know, when we get out of cars and we're not inside of buildings, this is on. If you see a trooper out in public, he'll usually have his hat on unless he's covered by something else. But this is a standard issue part of our uniform, but it comes with a lot of sweat and tears. About 24 weeks of training, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I failed to talk about the love of my hat.
So they don't just give you a hat. You have to really work hard for it.
This comes from lots and lots of training. About 500 and some odd hours now, 560 hours I think of training, and that's not including, you know, that's just the academy, and then you get out and you have 10 to 14 weeks of field training. So it takes a year to get somebody trained to do the job.
It's a lot of work, and I want to point out, so a lot of you have never been in room with a cop, have you? But the great thing about our
Interrogation room. for
yeah,
that
the one that said yes, I don't even want to know. No, okay. But the great thing about the men that are in front of us and why we really wanted to do this, not just because it's National Coffee with a Cop Day. Let's keep our hands to ourselves, please. But really because they do so much for us. So the reason we're able to go to school, the reason we're able to be outside and not worry too much about our safety is because of men like this. They take care of us, they protect us, they put their own lives at risk. Who knows what that means when you put your own life at risk for somebody else? Caleb, what does that mean?
Before others.
Before others. So they're willing to get hurt so that you don't get hurt. But one thing that you might not know is that all of my friends up here have families. They have families at home, and their families also, you know, give them permission, allow them to go out and put their lives before others, put others' lives before them and take care of us. So that's pretty special. So we always want to make sure anytime you see a police officer, and they're not always in uniform, are they? Sometimes you guys are in plain clothes out there, but if we know that they are law enforcement, we always want to say thank you for the service that they do for us. Does that sound good? Hazel, do you have another question?
Yeah, I know that some of you police have disguise cars.
Oh, talk about your cars. Yes. Disguise cars. I like it.
We have some of those.
Hey.
Because you guys just know that some police officers have cars that don't really look like police cars, and they have invisible lights inside. So if a robber can sneak past, will know that a car or a truck is a police officer's.
So they don't know that it's that. Yeah. So who
Drive
here
a truck
drives
that kind of looks like a farm truck.
You drive a
If you
truck?
didn't know. Mhm. Yes.
Who drives a car that you would never know is a cop car? Unless you kind of knew. Like legit, did you bring your farm truck?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
It's outside.
we'll look at it before they leave. Okay. Alan, what do you drive?
I have an unmarked SUV, but
Unmarked
I mean,
is what the
anybody on the lookout can
Yes.
pick that thing out.
Don't you like her version better though, a disguise car?
Disguise
I think that's
car?
what the official term should be now.
That's what we're gonna start using,
Disguise car. Billy, what do you drive? Do you drive a marked car?
a disguise car.
Do you just look?
Disguise car.
Y'all better be on the lookout. You never know.
Everybody's
I love it. Well,
Race it on my e-bus.
oh, I love it. Oh, Aiden, do you have a question?
My dad, and my papa, I never seen before, but he was a police.
Oh, he was a policeman? Anyone, who else in here has someone in their family that might be law enforcement? Anyone else in here have anybody? Okay. Anyone else
sorry.
know? Do you have someone that's a cop in your family?
Mom, mom's cousin, he's a sheriff.
A sheriff, like Sheriff Lamb over here. That's great. Henry, did you have a question?
How hard is it to catch a robber?
Sometimes it's real hard.
yeah.
Sometimes we can catch them quick, sometimes it takes a little longer. But we try to catch them as quick as we can.
Yeah. I think they do a pretty good job, don't they? Anyone else have any questions in here? Oh, yes, Indiana, what is your question?
Papa got officers, and Papa where questions about
Is he dressing up as a police officer for Halloween is what you're saying? I was worried you were going to say he got pulled over by an officer. These kids will spill anything about their parents. So I was like, where is this going? Where is this going? Jalen.
I have a police officer at my church, and he is there almost like every day to like check and see if it's no robbers or
That's good. He's there to protect you guys. That's
he's like checking to see if it's no robbers trying to break into the church.
That's great. That's great. You always want to protect churches, don't you? Yes, Isaiah. Oh boy, we'll leave that one off. So you know what? If you guys want me to be completely honest, I may have been caught speeding a time or two.
Or 6.
A long time ago. I've learned my lesson. Yeah, I've met some too. Yes, Caleb.
I like what Jalen has, but normally when police officers at the church, they're somewhat kind of like undercover.
Oh, undercover.
Yeah, but they still wear a badge, and they kind of direct traffic.
Oh, direct traffic. I like it. So you must be in a big church that needs someone to direct traffic. That's good. That's really good. So let's see, as a highway patrol, are you the only highway that did highway before? Did anyone else do highway around here? So you guys hang out on the streets to catch people from speeding?
Yeah, our primary objective is traffic control. I mean, whether it be directing traffic or enforcing traffic laws. We spend most of our time on state routes and interstates, and I mean, we investigate crashes, we do traffic enforcement, we help motorists that are stranded, lots of things. Criminal interdiction, you know, when you stop a car for speeding and things progress into someone going to jail for bad things.
Something else.
Yeah.
So keeping our roads safe.
Yes.
Driving around as well. Yes, Aiden.
What's the pepper spray for?
What's the pepper spray for? What's the anyone want to answer? You can answer honestly. What is the pepper spray for? Who carries it? Anyone carry pepper spray other than Alan?
All our people carry pepper spray. It's a form of less lethal force. In case we have a problem with someone and have to gain control of them, we use that a lot of times. You know, the effect of it helps rather than somebody getting physically hurt really bad.
Like burn them or something?
Yes, it burns.
Yeah.
It's really, really
So,
bad.
do what?
It's really, really bad.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you guys have to like try all the things like the pepper spray and the taser when you're learning to do what you do? Which one hurts worse?
Pepper spray.
Pepper spray.
Whoa, okay. If you'd rather be, let's take a poll. We like polls around here, don't we? If you'd rather, hold on. If you'd rather be pepper spray from what y'all have done, raise your hand.
No.
Over tase. So everyone would rather be tased?
Yes.
Yeah, I would.
That's intense. I like it.
Pepper spray.
Okay, so right now I think before we say bye to our friends at home, I would like for us to just kind of mingle. If you guys feel comfortable, sit amongst the kids in the desk and y'all just kind of spread out. And let's just enjoy some time together this morning. Friends at home, you can just kind of enjoy our togetherness.
I can sit right here next to you. I'm going to scoot it out
move
just a
around,
little bit,
feel
okay?
free.
Let's let them get by real quick.
Go around through here.
We should have plenty more coffee or water.
There you go.
Oh, I didn't get you any water.
Okay.
I am so sorry.
Did you have a question while ago, buddy?
What you got going on?
Y'all
Seen
come
you
on
had your hand
in.
up.
These desks are built for adults. So y'all, yes, they're built for you.
got a
I
question?
think Isaiah needs a friend over here.
You got one? What's your question?
Oh.
Speak up where I
Well,
can
why
hear
don't
you.
you ask
I'll sit
one
back
of
a
my
little
friends
ways
over
from
here
you.
about that?
Slide your
Can you
seat
guys,
back
and you
a
guys
little.
can use rocking chairs if you want to and squeeze in here. My friend Hazel here wants to tell you something.
What's your name? Isaiah. Where do you live at, Isaiah? Where do you live?
Yeah, you'll have to ask, 'cause I can't hear you.
Like here. Pretty cool school, isn't it? You got any questions you want to ask me?
They spent a lot of time taking care of that.
Also, the ambulances.
Oh, yeah. Ambulances are good.
In the wreck or
Get you
something?
to the hospital when you need
Oh,
to.
you was? Well, you don't have to be scared of the police officer.
Oh, I like guns. I like shooting them.
Okay? If y'all ever need anything, y'all
Not
call,
to use on
okay?
anybody, but
You have any questions?
What number would y'all call? What number would y'all?
I gotta shut up in Oh, that was crazy. Yeah. Let's go see the next
Oh, is it really, really loud?
Plug your ears up.
Plug your ears. Go back to the fence. Go back to the fence. Go, 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 go. That's awesome. That's awesome.
These are challenging times for children and for parents everywhere. Remember that school doesn't just have to be in a building with teachers and desks. School can and should happen everywhere. This program is made possible thanks to the generous support from the Dottie Frist Foundation, the Happy Davis Foundation, Hart Utilities, and viewers like you.